if this is possible, well, yes, the thing I'm talking about, the one that set Meghan Markle into clusters of tears, when is she not? And of course, gasping for breath when she heard and literally saw the footage of this particular president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, basically saying, well, she's terrible. But of course, it can't be that much of a shock, can it? Let's be blunt. The Hollywood Reporter, the Vanity Fair, the Cut, I mean, it just goes on and on. But of course, Harry had to do something to placate his wife. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because when you think about it, now, this is out there in the open, and this, I'm predicting already, will be one of the biggest quotes of 2025. Everybody will absolutely use this at the end of year. This is what happened. Trump's already superseded that at the very start of the year. But here's where it gets interesting, because Meghan, I've been told from an excellent source, is very concerned about exactly what Trump's next move will be. And in particular, just as she's about to launch herself as an influencer. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you today. Thank you so much as ever for your time. Nice to have your company, whatever you're doing. And welcome one and all brand new subscribers. I truly appreciate you taking the time out to join me. It's always nice to have new chums in the group. And I know I say this, but just be respectful to each other. Remember, we're a friendship group. It's nice to share opinions. Doesn't matter what stories they are. I loved your feedback, by the way, on the story regarding Prince Philip and Valentine's and cards and stuff. As I said, blokes, we're just useless at it, aren't we? And I just sort of think to myself, you can imagine somebody saying to Philip, can't you, by the way, sir, it's Valentine's. Oh, is it? And having to do the honourable thing, it doesn't matter who you are, does it? That's the problem. Now, one of the problems, as you can imagine, if you are, of course, Meghan Markle, is how do you come back from negative PR like this? Apart from bursting into tears and demanding your husband slay the dragon, failed on that one, as we saw with New UK. Well, again, here's where it gets fascinating, because Meghan, apparently, according to the source, is terrified that Trump, once again, will be asked an opinion about her, just at the head of her launch with her brand new series coming over here on Netflix on March the 4th. Netflix, though, were delighted behind the scenes. An excellent source who works there told me they just couldn't buy this sort of publicity. You cannot get that sort of, well, literally people are talking about the name of the brand, they're talking about her show, it all works in their favour, right? So you can understand how this would work. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating, because her little team behind the company, and I told you recently via Fox, I think you may have seen it on the website, about how the previous Spotify team had named her, curiously, Eva, from the movie The Queen Bee, starring Joan Crawford from 1955. Well, those little snowflake wallflowers who work with Meghan apparently think that she should be pictured, get this chums, and remember you're hearing this first, with some kind of sweatshirt, t-shirt with "She's terrible" on the front. The reason being, according to these people, and this is very delicately put, is that this will take the sting out of what Trump says, and more importantly shows that Meghan has a sense of humour. And ideally posting it to over 2 million people on Instagram will basically show to the world that actually she didn't take it seriously, and he's not to be taken too seriously. The thorny thing is, while she was ready and willing to wear an expensive jumper with the names of her children on, Archie and Lilibet, on that other video with Billie Eilish, well, the bottom line is it's proven a bit difficult, and they've had to wait until Harry's return to see exactly how he would want to present this to his wife. They've got about 12, 13 days, but apparently they believe this will take the sting, and more importantly show the world that Meghan can finally laugh at herself. What do we think? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.